Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. As silver approaches $30, a lot of people, a lot of investors think that silver is approaching its top. Well, I still think there's a lot of room to go. And I still think silver is relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things. The bigger picture, silver prices are much more valuable than they are today. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. I do want to mention, before we jump into the video, I'm doing a 30,000 subscriber giveaway sponsored by the Silver Forum. So not only am I throwing in silver from my stack, they have sent me silver to give away as well. Check out the video I posted earlier today. You definitely don't want to miss a chance to win some free silver. So with that said, let's jump into the video. So the Silver Institute, right? The top dogs, very reliable information. They never really give forecasts, but they were predicting higher silver prices towards the end of the year. They were bullish. They were bullish, which is rare because they usually keep to themselves. But this is something they released talking about how silver price rises above $28 per ounce, up 140% from 2020 lows. So we saw silver as low as $11 in March and rallied over 140%, its highest level it's seen since 2013. This silver spike has been fueled by its inherent safe haven status, fears of inflation, remarkably low interest rates, and continued liquidity boosts by central banks. The jump in price reflects renewed interest by both retail and institutional investors in silver as an investment vehicle. So let's break this down for a second. Not only is silver a monetary metal, it's an industrial metal. So silver is a safe haven as we're in times of economic turmoil, fears of inflation. As we pump the market, we pump the economy full of money, trying to keep businesses and keep everything afloat. Low interest rates, continued liquidity boost by central banks. Also, as prices rise, this drives in new investors, new hope, new faith, new eyes, people coming over from stock markets, from Bitcoin. Everyone sees silver's potential. Now, I don't think they see the true potential, but I think they're starting to get an idea that silver's not to be looked over, not to be swept under the rug. So here's some highlights of silver's 2020 price performance. It includes the silver price rallied 34% in June alone, outpacing every major global financial asset. July represented one of the best months for silver on record in its highest monthly gain since 1979. Global silver-backed exchange-traded products, or ETPs, have posted all-time highs in 2020, currently standing at 1.25 billion ounces, having increased by 296 million ounces since January 1st as of today. Silver bullion coin demand is robust, up over 60% to date this year, and the gold to silver ratio, which is how many ounces of silver it takes to equal 1 ounce of gold, peaked at 127 to 1. Now it's in the low 70s, a decrease of 43%. So all of these things are happening, and I don't think people understand how important this stuff is, right? When we saw the gold to silver ratio at that 127 to 1 mark in the middle of March, that meant that was the cheapest ever in the history of precious metals. 5,000 years ago, that was the cheapest silver's ever been compared to gold. So while that was all going on, I was telling you, buy silver right now because it's literally the cheapest you will ever get it, ever. And if you did buy right then your asset or your investment is up 140% since you bought it. You could have bought at $11 and it's already up to almost 30. Now, I still think there's more room to run. Now, let me tell you why. I made a video earlier today talking about, is it time to sell? Is it time to sell your silver? A lot of people did buy around $15, and right now, around $30 is looking like a pretty penny. But what if I told you if you sold right now, you're going to sell yourself short? That's right. Now, not saying that you can't capitalize on some profits, sell a 5-10% of your stack and just to lock in the price, but you're still missing the bigger picture because $30 silver is still extremely undervalued when I look at silver's real value, the true value of silver. If you hold $30 in your left hand and hold a 1-ounce silver coin in your right hand, tell me which one seems more valuable. $30 can what? Buy you a gallon of gas, put one bag of groceries in your cart. That ounce of silver goes so far in the industrial world. You got to understand the true value of a dollar to understand the true value of silver. Well, that was a really good quote right there. I like that. It's so true. You got to understand the value of a dollar to understand the value of silver. The value of the dollar is what? It's worthless. Money is worthless. Fiat money is worthless. Real money is something that cannot be created nor destroyed, and that is what precious metals are. So I wanted to share that. Now let's talk about why silver has jumped 45% in just 3 weeks. Why silver is outperforming gold. Gold is up about 40% this year in India. Silver, 65%. The bulk of gains in silver has come in recent weeks. In about 3 weeks, silver has rallied about 45% in India, a rally in precious metals prices, hopes of recovery in industrial demand, and strong investor inflows are some of the factors that have fueled a rally in silver prices. The rally in gold and silver is also supported by a weak dollar, which has hit a 2-year low against a basket its key rivals. So when the dollar index is low, gold and silver is higher. When the dollar index is higher, gold and silver is lower. Right? It's like a magnet on opposite spectrum. So right now, silver is supported by firmness in gold, right? It's gold's little brother. Recovery in industrial sector and strong investor inflows from new people investing, plus the industrial aspect, since silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity. And gold has surged to a record high level, shifting some buying interest in silver, which has a strong positive correlation with gold, and it's much cheaper, right? Gold's the mascot that drives all the investors in, and then once they hear about gold, they hear about this cheaper counterpart that has actually more potential, then they start investing into silver. See, manufacturing activity across the globe is showing improvement, which improves outlook for silver's industrial demand. So silver's industrial demand, it works both ways. Yes, it's a monetary metal, but it's also an industrial metal. So when we're talking about 5G technology, electric vehicles, green energy, there's photovoltaic cells, which is silver for solar panels. Everything is looking like we're going to need more and more silver from an industrial side, but also from the smaller side, people like you and I that see potential in silver, putting money in. So silver is getting flooded with money from all different angles of the spectrum. And since silver is such a small market, it's going to elevate prices. It's going to be a cushion. It's going to be stability, foundation. It's going to stay this high. Not like in 2011 when it fell extremely fast. There's potential for silver to stay at this $50 level and go higher, stay at these high levels. So the spot gold-silver ratio is near 72, the lowest since 2017. Silver has risen over 60% so far this year. However, almost all of it has come in the last 3 weeks. That's actually crazy. While momentum is still positive, the rally is unlikely to sustain for long, and market players need to be cautious. Focus may continue to be economic data from major economies and developing relating to U.S. stimulus talks, U.S.-China tensions, and this pandemic-related development. That's heavily going to influence how people react to what's happening, and how they react is how they invest. If there's a lot of fear, a lot of panic, a lot of uncertainty, people are going to turn towards gold and silver, more focused towards gold, but like we say, gold also pushes silver higher. So silver is a win-win situation. Gold is fueled, has gasoline in the tank when the economy's in bad shape. Silver has fuel in the tank when the economy's in bad shape or good shape, because it's industrial metal. When the economy's doing good, they're using silver. So it is a win-win. So rallies in silver would continue as long as prices stay above $26. Now, I definitely see silver sitting around this level. There's going to be a lot of support around that level anyway. So the next upside target is seen at $35, as it is convincingly cleared 28. However, a direct turn below $23 would negate the bullish momentum and take prices lower. So we see this resistance around $28, or actually $30 right now, and a support around 20, or has to be around $23. I don't see silver ever going back that low unless something major happened, like Tesla broke out or something along those lines. But you know, you never know. And that's the thing, another thing. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen. No one could have predicted this pandemic. So all the price forecasts from last year are extremely off because nobody knew there would be a global pandemic on our hands. Now, I did incorporate the 2020 presidential election last year, so I knew that silver had potential later in the year, but this global pandemic just put the icing on the cake. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to bring a new angle, a new perspective into your strategy when you're looking at silver's true potential, its real value. Silver is much more valuable than people think. It's much more valuable than people will admit, and I think it's going to catch people off guard, and the silver stackers will get the last laugh. You want to get in before the curve because most people are going to be buying silver when it's $50+. That's when we can be selling it. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.